Okay, so I pretty much lose track of the entire narrative here. Yuna gets knocked out by the drop of several thousand feet, and instead of actually trying healing magic, or potions, or any kind of first aid, the group decides to just let her lie there until she gets better. Orin and Titus start talking again about how Sin is jacked. Then we cut to see Sin floating around, somewhere, and then they all get sprayed by Sin's toxin somehow. Titus has a hallucination, and when he snaps out of it, suddenly he's alone in the middle of a desert. I'm dead serious. This just happened. Oh, and by the way, Yuna's been kidnapped again. I just can't... I have no explanation for this! They're all buried in the ice beneath a frozen lake 1 minute, and then Sin appears, farts on them, and now, they're all in a completely different geographical location. It's like the designers literally wrote themselves into a corner and could not, for the life of them, figure out how to get the party to the desert level immediately after the ice level. So, now Sin's toxin just randomly teleports you halfway across the fucking planet. This is such a clumsy and blatant cheat. I can't believe no one's called this game out on this long before now. This makes no fucking sense! It's like Sin's toxin teleported him to Arrakis. There are even hidden caches of healing water of life concealed by the friendly sand nomads.
We have thousands of such caches.
To lead them, I must conquer the worm, conquer Shai-Hulud.
Has called a big one. Again, it is the legend.
When you finally hook up with Riku again, she finally explains what the fuck is going on with all these Al-Bhed attacks. It seems they've made it their mission to abduct summoners against their wills, to keep people from dying needlessly in their struggle against Sin.
Well, I sure don't get it, Waka. They might get hurt on their pilgrimage? So you kidnap them?
This is some major league stupid shit right here. To keep summoners safe and prevent people from dying, they slaughter their sworn guardians with amphibious tanks armed with miniguns?
Uni will die, you know? With the final Aeon, she can beat Sin. But then, if she calls it, then the final Aeon's gonna kill her.
Oh, yeah, great. So, protect the summoner and let Sin gobble entire continents. I'm sure your noble cause is a great comfort to all the villagers you're happily sacrificing to a gruesome death at the claws of horrible nightmare creatures, or a slow, terrible drowning death.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
This game is fucking stupid! Oh, and I almost forgot, the big revelation here was that Yuna will eventually end up sacrificing herself to defeat Sin, which comes as a huge shock only to Titus because, again, he's got the brains of a crotch fungus. Prepare for Femi whining overacting!
How could you? How could you? Isn't she like a sister to you?
We all live in fear of sin, you know that.
A world without sin.
Okay, so you stumble on the Al-Bhed home city only to find it being attacked by the Guado. Man, these guys mobilize fast. And you bust in to rescue Yuna. Sadly, when you find their leader, Sid, you discover the Guado have re-kidnapped her from her previous kidnappers. Also, the whole time you brawl through the city, there's some kind of weird, annoying alarm that plays the whole time. I don't really know what the voice is saying, but it sounds like it's calling Titus an annoying cunt.
So you know where she is?
Course not! That's why we're gonna look! Using this airship!
Gonna go down to Germany and personally shoot that paper-hanging son of a bitch! Sid orders an evacuation of the city on their airship, and to prevent its capture, he launches missiles to destroy the city completely. The Al-Bhed are completely devastated, heartbroken at the loss of their ancient home.
Hey, look, don't get so down. Boom! Like happy festival fireworks, yeah?
Happy Festival Fireworks? That could be the stupidest, most insensitive, idiot thing any character has ever said in any work of fiction. These people are watching their home, all of their belongings, everything they've ever known and loved burned to a cinder before their very eyes, and he's saying it's like Happy Festival Fireworks. That's like trying to cheer people up after Hurricane Katrina by saying it's like a big giant water park. Okay, so they figure out that they've taken Yuna back to Bavel so she can marry Seymour. Wait, how do they know this? How are they seeing this? I'm serious, they're just pulling this video feed right out of their ass! Is this like Princess Diana's wedding? I thought the Church of Yevon didn't believe in this technology.
Yuna must be trying to send him.
I think if she tried doing her silly dance in front of him, he'd probably just have some of his people hit her with truncheons until she stopped. 'Cause Yuna's kind of a fucking idiot. There's so much about this scene that makes no sense, I don't even know where to start. First of all, the time frame of all these events is all over the place. Titus teleports from a frozen lake to a desert halfway across the world in a matter of seconds. Somehow, mere minutes later, the Albed learn of their arrival and kidnap Yuna. Somehow, the Guado not only learn of Yuna's new location in a totally unexpected place, but manage to mobilize an army to conquer their entire city before the group can unite and approach the city on foot, which in itself takes only a matter of minutes. Then, in the time it takes for them to evacuate an entire city, they've already managed to outrace an Albed airship back to Bavel, get Yuna fitted for a dress, and organize an entire wedding for Seymour, which in itself raises all sorts of questions. If you didn't know this by now, Seymour is dead. In fact, he may have been dead for quite a while before this, but apparently in Spira, dying is just a minor inconvenience that sidelines you for, 5, maybe 10 minutes. Then you just get back up and start walking around again like nothing happened. To move on to the afterlife, a summoner has to perform the sending ritual, but really, why bother? If the unsent just get better and, for all intents and purposes, are completely normal, except for the added benefit of being effectively indestructible, what's the downside of dying? Well, okay, I did think of a couple. One big one is you'd never manage to get rid of the douchebags of the world, and two, you'd have all these weird rapey dudes trying to have fucked up zombie sex with our living chicks. That's when our heroes race to the rescue. Luckily, they have the grind boots from Ratchet and Clank to slide down these wires. Seymour very nicely waits at the top of the stairs while the heroes brawl their way up to him. Not only is the wedding being guarded by stormtroopers, he's also got giant crane-kicking robots.
You would play at marriage just for a chance to send me? Your resolve is admirable. All the more fitting to be my lovely one.
Honestly, can someone explain to me the point of this whole charade? It's clear to everyone that this wedding is a sham. Nothing is stopping anyone from telling the public that Seymour is an unsent abomination perverting the teachings of Yevon. It's clear to anyone with eyes that this is happening against Yuna's will, and that he's using forbidden machines. Hell, the High Priest is conducting this ceremony holding a fucking shotgun! Yuna threatens to jump unless he lets her friends go, and then she jumps anyway, apparently leaving her friends to die, not knowing they had a way to escape. And if she did think they could escape, why did she stop the sending ritual which could have gotten rid of Seymour? I don't know, and none of the villains in this game have any clear motivations. This whole thing could have been avoided if Yuna had just performed the sending ritual when they had Seymour beat the first time. What was she waiting for? Now the guy's indestructible. You know, in fiction, you just can't leave loose ends like this. If the villain's down, you finish him off. Otherwise, he'll just keep coming back from beyond the grave, if need be, to bite you right in the ass.
Titus of Spira, rise. Now that miserable pile of cloned rat filth will finally learn. This is
my